Welcome to my channel, Level Headed with Levi T. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and set the bell notification to all. Please also share this. Let's get into it.
Don't wait up, I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub, yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up, coming from the nation, lay the foundation, true stuff, yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you cripple the flat or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the escalated attack, the frustrated hit back. Yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt here, and I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything. I swear I'll do anything just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go. I won't stop, no. I won't let go. I won't drop, no. And I won't let go.
Hello, everybody. I see you guys backstage. I can't hear you. We are live. Just hold on 1 second, and I'll share my screen here, and then I will bring you guys on, okay? Present. All right. This is Lucian. Lucian is missing out of Yakima, Washington. He went missing on October. I'm sorry. I believe it's September 10th. I'm sorry about that. It starts in the park here. If you haven't watched my other Lucian videos, please go to my playlist and watch them to get caught up. We are going to, as the family is busy, I do have them here, and we're going to speak on Lucian a little bit here. He went missing in Yakima Park. It's been 32 days, I believe. And Sarah and Amy, I'm going to add you guys to the stream, okay? All right. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
There, I can hear you. How are you guys?
We're all right. How are you?
I am good. We are live. Talk about Lucian here a little bit. I see there's a reward fund. Lucian went missing on September 10th, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I didn't make a mistake. I jumped right from Michael Vaughn into Lucian, and I didn't want to make a mistake here. So search efforts are still, you guys are still searching. I know because it is an active investigation, you can't say everything.
Yeah.
I know you guys have been working hard. And if I ask you any questions that you can't answer, I want Lucian to be safe. So if I ask something, just say we can't talk about that, or we'll move on to something else.
Okay.
I want to thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
I covered some stuff yesterday. Is there anything that you want the public to know that is disheartening, or what you need help with?
We need help with a lot of help with sending his story into news outlets and news stations. The more and more people who are like sending in these stories, the more likely these news stations are willing to cover it. We have it on a list of news stations for at least Washington State on our Finding Lucian Facebook page. But sending stories into CNN, Fox News, ABC News, MSNBC, all of those big news stations, the more people we have sending those to them, the more likely he is going to get that national coverage.
Yes. I did send you some stuff, and I know you guys have been busy. Definitely reach out, and I will get the masses of people to start hitting up some of the bigger news media outlets as well. And the one person that I sent to you guys, I will follow up with a message, and plus the contact that was in contact with them before, I will have her do a follow up with her as well.
Yeah, so that awesome. We finished contacting all of those resources you sent in today.
Okay. Good. That's a good start, because there's a lot of criteria there, but they have a lot of awareness, information and stuff to keep his picture out there and keep him in front of media. Can you explain who the people are up there with you for everyone? This is Sarah and Amy. They are the sisters of Sandra, Sandra is Lucian's mother. I believe I'm correct when I say that. I haven't known them for very long. They were kind enough to come up here and kind of explain some things. Is the search still at the park?
We are
I
not
did this one now because I said it starts at the park and you got to filter out from the park. That is why I did the thumbnail this way. You're still at the park searching?
No, we are not at the park searching anymore.
Okay.
There's been some safety concerns for volunteers and for our family. So we are now at a different location. A lot of volunteers are not very many volunteers are coming out anymore. But whenever somebody messages us or asks us to that they are willing to come out and do a search or willing to get flyers, that's usually the place that we meet them. However, we searched the park pretty thoroughly within the first week of Lucian being there. The reason why we'd had people keep coming to the park is because we would have them come to the park. We had a whole system going, so we had really detailed maps so that we could send volunteers to other areas within Yakima to go search.
Okay, good. I guess I know that the FBI searched the one lake. I guess a lot of questions from people is if they searched the Buchanan Lake, which is behind it. Do you guys, and you don't have to say if you know if it's, I was told by some people that they did search it, some people that they didn't. Do you guys?
They did search.
They did search it.
We've had several dive teams search it. I think 3. Each of them going. It's a pretty deep lake. Yeah. It's a man-made lake as well, so it has a lot of debris. It has a large. I don't know if you've seen the video of the divers' GoPro footage. There's a lot of trees and logs and a lot of things that would get caught there. So they didn't need to go very deep. They told us that if him or anyone was to go into the lake, they wouldn't make it past a certain point because of how much debris is down there. So between the 3 dive teams, all 3 of them told us that they do not believe that he could be in Buchanan.
Okay. So obviously I've been following this from the beginning. Lucian, let's talk about who Lucian is. So I brought up the nonverbal autistic earlier on, and I was like, does that mean that he can't speak, that he can speak? Can he hold a conversation? Can't he? I've seen some videos and stuff. What I take from it, and I don't know because I've never been around him, but from what I see and observe is that he can speak. And what I've gathered from some people is that it means that he just can't hold a conversation, right? That he's not going to start a conversation.
Yeah, if you don't know him, you wouldn't know the way that he communicates. The way he says sentences would confuse someone, like not knowing what they're talking about if you didn't know him. So to a stranger, they just wouldn't be able to communicate with him. He also wouldn't go up to a stranger if, like, say someone has him and they were in public. He wouldn't go up and tell someone that he needs help.
He also wouldn't go up, like if somebody came up to him and asked him if he needed help, he wouldn't be able to communicate that. He, in terms of like actual communication, he is considered nonverbal. He was in school before his disappearance, where he was on the track of becoming verbal. He can say words, he can say phrases, and he can say certain terms like ocean. The ocean is a big thing that he's really into. He can probably name like 25 different species of fish. However, he wouldn't be able to tell you about the fish. The big thing about making it come across that he is nonverbal is because if he was out in public, he would not know how to ask for help. He wouldn't come up, and if you were to be like, oh, hey, little boy, what's your name? He wouldn't be like, my name is Lucian. He wouldn't be able to tell you that he's not, he might say mommy, daddy, but if he's with somebody that's a woman or a male, those people are going to think that that's mommy or daddy. He won't be able to communicate past certain points.
Yeah, I saw in one video where he did really, really good with counting too. So the repetition and stuff, there are certain things that he's very good at doing, especially when he's around people that he knows and he's comfortable with doing it, which is good as well. The other ponds, the little marshes there, like they went in depth, and I don't think they're very deep, but the little marshes that the ponds were searched too.
Are you talking about like there's little areas that have like the 4 ponds and things like that?
Yeah, they call them like little swamps, or it's like where the water drains. If it rains there, the water drains into them. And
yes, all of the surrounding areas that he could have gotten into has been searched. The sheriff's office just sent another boat down the river because of the water being lower, as well as we had a kayaking group go down the river again yesterday as well. For the most part, they don't think that he's in any lake or pond in the area. They haven't completely ruled out the river just because of how high the water was this year. It's still getting lower and lower. The more and more time that goes by that he's not found along like a river edge, the less and less likely it is that he's in there.
And don't be afraid if I say something in past tense, I won't get offended. Sometimes I don't think before I speak. So just correct me, just so you know, because it's hard for me sometimes to do that. Let's get into the river. So I kind of know the area. I've had some locals that are very concerned about Lucian and want to help to find him. And I've taken videos for me. I'm in Illinois. I'm not anywhere close to Washington. And would Lucian climb down like rocks in order to get into the river?
I wouldn't rule it out as a possibility just because of how adventurous of a child he is. However, if he was to have, we tried going down those same rocks just to check those, like the river edge. And it was difficult for us to do that. He would have absolutely fallen. There would have been blood on one of the rocks.
Lost a shoe.
Yeah, he would have lost his shoe. He was in shorts, and so if he would have fallen, he most likely would have scuffed a knee.
The shoes were Velcro; they would have came off easily.
Yeah, so we don't think that he would have gone. Especially if he was to fall, he most likely would have like climbed back up because it would have been the easiest way. But we didn't rule that out as a no because he is a very adventurous little boy.
Well, and he likes water. I saw the pictures of him playing in the pool, and he loves water. So
yeah,
I am a big believer in not bashing police, but holding them accountable for what they are doing and helping. I don't know because I'm not there in the situation. There was one, I'm trying to clear up this, if he was seen on camera or not. I'll just be blunt with it. I understand the integrity of the case. If he was on there, they are not showing the family. I don't know if it's something you want to speak on, but he did say in a video that they do have solid proof that he was there at the park. And I'm not saying that he was not there. What I'm saying is that I did go and look for video cameras in one of my lives, and I just sure hope that they were working. I mean, it would help everybody.
Yeah, the video camera that was at Sarg Hubbard, it's on like a little trolley that's up at the park. That camera is not up and working. If it was, it would have made a lot of things more clear. I did just have another meeting today with the one of the sheriffs, one of the lieutenants at the sheriff's office. And then we've also talked to the police department, our detectives on the case. The person who said that there was a video was the chief of the police for Yakima Police Department. And we have been reassured over and over again that there is no video of Lucian. What the video shows is the way that it's angled. It's off of like this, it's like a fruit company that's kind of by the park. The way that it was, if Lucian was to have gone that way, it would have caught him on camera. The fact that did not catch him on camera, the police are able to say that he did go the opposite direction. We've been reassured over and over by the detectives again. They said the chief of the police hasn't really been involved in his investigation. He's more of just the face of the police department. So he did not have his facts straight with that part. We have been reassured though by YPD and the sheriff's office that there is no video that shows Lucian on camera. It's the lack of him being on camera that they were able to determine that.
Okay. So they're very forthcoming now and are working with you and cooperating as well.
Yes.
Okay. People need to know those things because I mean, when you were watching and stuff, some of that stuff doesn't come out. I am very, very, that lets me rest a little bit that actually they're actively working the case. So that's a good thing. Yeah, you guys been putting up flyers everywhere. Continue to do so because the only way is even if somebody saw something that day, and if you're watching and saw something that day, or even the slightest thing of something that you don't think is important could be important. And it's very important to even the slightest little details, even if you were there a half an hour before and could describe what was going on at the park that day, any of that stuff will help. Yeah, man. Was he, I'll take a question here. And so you guys have a thing that's called SVID, Canal Begins next to Yakima River at Buena, Washington by Union Gap area. This irrigation canal is swift and goes to Prosser, Washington. They're draining the canal for winter starting October 17th. That's good information to know as you guys are searching for Lucian. That means that all the water upstream is going to get shallower and shallower. So, I mean, there's some good questions here. And so then how did they determine what way he went? That is confusing. I can answer that because the determination would be if he wasn't seen on the cameras over by the fruit company, that he would be seen over by, or not seen, but it would be that he had to go the opposite direction. Now, the Walmart cameras, obviously Walmart has cameras. I don't know how good. Some Walmart cameras are great and some are crappy. I don't know if you guys have personally checked there, but I'm sure that police have checked the Walmart cameras.
Yes,
If
they
you
have.
wondered that
And
way. Okay.
they don't really, the way that they're angled, it hits that lower parking lot, but it doesn't hit where it would have shown him walking the other direction either. It seems like for the the only good camera that would have been of use would have been the one that's up on the trolley at Sarg Hubbard Park, and that one was not in use, or the one that's at that fruit office place, and he didn't come across that one. So
Okay. I guess I'll ask another question. There was a party going on at that pavilion that day. So what I've been gathering, I don't know if you want to speak on it, but have those people come forward or even question that day? I know in the dispatch call that it does say they asked people and they said no, that they didn't see them, but not everybody is forthcoming when police come walking up to them.
yeah, we have been trying to get on the detectives of getting us the information for the family that was there. The only person that they talked to from the police talked to from that party was the person who booked it, the gazebo. You have to pay for a gazebo when you go there. So whoever's name was under there, that's the only person that they've spoken with. So we would like to get that phone number so that we can contact everyone at the party, because for the most part, the person who booked the gazebo has an understanding that maybe nobody's seen anything. What if there was like a little old grandma who just doesn't say very much and she didn't say she saw anything that day? We would like to talk to each of them individually. So if anybody knows who was at the park that day, we would love to have them come forward and speak with us.
Yeah. Well, at least if they don't want to speak with you guys, at least go to the police and speak. I mean, nobody's going to get in trouble here, but the slightest little details, and it may even be camera footage that was never put on social media and maybe on somebody's phone, that could have him in place which way he went, so that it's a better idea. Now, you guys talked about safety and out there at the park. So I read in different things and different locals send me stuff that there is homeless encampments. There was a lady that was living underneath some sticks or something. And I guess when the searchers were out there, somebody was standing on her roof, quote unquote. Is that there's a lot of homeless people up and down like the Greenway there?
Yeah, up and down the entire Greenway, and the Greenway goes for miles.
Yeah.
It also has like the roof thing that she was talking about. I personally haven't gone into any of them, but Sarah has. There's these like underground tunnels that are like the homeless community has like dug under, and that way they're able to live underground, and it's whole communities that are like that. There's communities where people are living like inside of bridges. And it's a very large homeless community that's over by the Greenway. Even just the ones that are visible, it's a very highly populated, but then there's even more that are not visible to the public.
Wow, that makes it rough too, because as you went down there, Sarah, and looked around down inside the tunnels.
Not inside the tunnels. My brother was inside the tunnels he found under the bridge. I've seen the ones that are underground. It had steps to get down like underneath the ground, and then you could like literally walk through. And there were different like little side sections that they'd probably like made into like rooms or something. There was like shelves down there. And you could it was just nothing you would ever see before, like if you hadn't seen this specifically. My brother had been in the tunnels. We alerted the sheriff's department when they were inside the tunnels, and the sheriff department was like, no, that doesn't exist. And I was like, no, he literally just got out of the tunnels. He just spent 20 minutes inside of it. He wants you guys to meet him at this spot. The sheriff shows up, and tells my brother, he's like, nothing like that exists here. My brother's like, I just spent 20 minutes in it. And he showed him the spot to like get inside the tunnel, and the sheriff was like shocked. He's like, oh, I'm gonna have to alert whoever like takes care of like the stuff back there, the park and everything back there. He said he's gonna have to alert them because he didn't know about this.
Yeah, I'd imagine that there's probably quite a few of them, and that even makes searching for Lucian harder too.
Yeah, he said that they spent about 20 minutes going through each room that it like sectioned off into, because it was a tunnel that they had to go down individually one at a time, and then they were like going through it, and it would have like little sections off to the side, kind of like rooms down there. And it seems like a place where that people go into during the winter time to like stay warm.
Yeah. Somebody did ask a question. At this point in time, with everything going on, I've felt this since day one. This is my personal opinion on what's happened to Lucian. And I say that all it takes is for that's prime hours to be abducted, and statistically. And I feel in my gut instinct with the setup of the park, whether those cameras worked or not, I feel that he was taken. Now, knowing that the one cameras over by the trains didn't work, even makes it easier for somebody to take him.
Yeah.
And that's my personal opinion. Somebody asked what your guys' opinions were and what happened, where he is, or what happened to him. You don't have to answer. I just wanted to give my opinion of what I thought. But if you want to answer, you can go ahead.
We as a family think that he's alive and someone has him, that he was abducted. The police have asked us like what we feel like happened as well, and we tell them we think someone has him. And they've sat there and said things like, you know, stranger abductions aren't that common. Why do you think someone has him? And they might not be common, but they do happen. And just because Yakima is a smaller town and they might not have seen a stranger abduction here doesn't mean that it's not possible. Him being autistic, you know, obviously they wouldn't just know that from the get-go, but after having him, it could make them keeping him easier for them because he isn't able to communicate like to a stranger or be like, help, I need my mommy, I don't know this person, whatever. But our family, we're going so hard still and so adamant about getting his flyers out there and putting his face all over different news channels, because we do think someone has him.
Yeah, we think that if he was in that surrounding area or any type of wooden area, or if he tragically made it into water, it's been over 30 days now. For the most part, people, he would have been found if that was the case. The fact that he has not been found and that there's still just no trace of him, that makes us believe that he is with someone.
Yeah, I agree as well. Hello, Steve from True Crime Web. There's another creator here. His name is Steve from True Crime Web. He's a retired detective out of Georgia. He does do a lot of cold case stuff, but he also does, or not cold case stuff. He does a lot of cases more around and likes to follow cases and stuff. And so he's puts in his 2 cents and stuff. He was on my panel not too long ago. He said his body weight and the food that he ate that day would determine how fast it would take for him to come up if he was in the water. But I believe now it's been 30 days. If I believe that it's been 30 days, he would have at least been down by the dam if he got in that river. And if he was in those ponds, he would have already came up to the top. Just my opinions and with statistics. And the stranger abduction statistic that I'm seeing that law enforcement, they can only go off the statistics and stuff. And I'm seeing that with this day and age, that statistics are starting to change. So I feel that it's becoming more common with all the other crimes that are becoming more common, and not to go with statistics on the other crimes that are happening in the United States, is that a lot of things are changing. So it's something to keep into mind. I mean, I wouldn't rule anything out here. So, and I always go back to the park. Somebody, someplace in that park had to have seen something.
Something. We feel like someone has to say something. And, you know, there are a lot of homeless people around that area. And we have talked to a lot of homeless people, a lot of people that are just living on the streets. And we've actually became pretty friendly with them. And they seem like our detectives even told us ourselves that they're going to be more willing to talk to someone like us than they would the police. And that's why we try to be on such a good, respectful, friendly basis with them for the most part, hoping that one of them will just say something. We
So
have had.
you're gonna think this is kind of funny, but I'm just gonna throw this out there as an idea to you. They're gonna talk to somebody of their own kind before they'll talk to even you. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch Undercover Boss, but it's gonna kind of be funny. But if you go take old jeans, old shirt, old stuff, throw it into the mud, make it all dirty, get all scruffy, put mud on your face, whatever, and go back down there, they're going to talk to somebody like that, and it's going to take some time, but they're going to talk to somebody like that before they even talk to you guys.
Well, we do have one has a family member who like really struggled in the past.
Okay.
Worked really hard for his sobriety and those things. So he knows a lot of these homeless people and a lot of the homeless camps. And the fact that he knows them because he used to be a part of that camp and living out there as well. He lived there for about 5 years.
Okay.
So he has been a major help in being able to talk to these people. And he, for the most part, he can go to these people and be like, hey, this is the family of those little boys. It's cool if you talk, like, it's like they're not here for anything besides information of him. He's been a huge help with being able to talk to these people. He's a big reason why we've been able to find a lot of those underground bunker type things, because those people have been willing to talk to him because they know him and they
trust him.
Yeah, they trust him.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good news, because that would be the hardest part of everything. So that that helps me to understand that you guys are making good progress, especially in that type of a community, because that's the one that concerns me, because they don't like to talk to people, to strangers, to outsiders. So you guys are very lucky in having him helping.
Yeah, he's been a really big help.
Yeah. Is there anything that you guys are needing help with, or suggesting, or I mean, we have people that are in here watching create posters. They create different stuff. If there's anything that you need help with, you just ask. I know that you guys, there is a $10,000 reward on a new flyer that's come out, which is a good thing. I mean, I see a lot of good human beings from the local community. They do come over here. They do know to be respectful here. As I set ground rules, I do get some in here every so often, but I don't tolerate it. It's not going to help Lucian coming home to be pointing fingers at other people or other things. And police do investigations, and I just know this from other cases that I work, that they do their thorough investigations, and the viewers should think about that. They're not going to go and not question the parents, not question other people
Right.
surrounding the parents. That's done in every investigation that, whether it's a criminal investigation, whether it's a abduction, a missing person case, you have a child that went missing, they're going to question everybody and anybody. And actually, they actually get into your social media. They get into anything and everything for your life, pretty much.
Oh
And
yeah. And that's why we have our family page, and it doesn't take much for someone to get blocked off of our page, because our page isn't about speculation and pointing fingers and opinions. Our page is for support towards Lucian, and somewhere where people can tell the family that, hey, I saw something, I called 911, it happened at this place, and then we're able to take that information, call our detectives, give the name of the person that told us this along with the details they gave us, and then our detectives are able to follow up to make sure that was looked at and ruled out. There's people that come in there and say things that they've heard off of the other pages that like show hate towards our family, along with like pages where people have been doing like tarot card readings and like all this like spiritual stuff on YouTube, and it's just not the place for that. They need to understand that the police do this for a job, and obviously they're gonna investigate the last person that's seen them along with the family and figure out like, okay, is what's really going on in this part, could they have something to do with it? His parents have obviously talked to the sheriffs, the FBI, their detectives, the police officers, as well as my other nephew, 6 years old. He's talked to all of them as well.
I'm going to put this one up here. So I added you guys into my family's page. It's more of like, still obviously you don't trust whatever you say that you're saying to somebody is what you'd want to say in public and want people to know something. But there is a lot of trusted people in that group. And Brandy Neal is the mother of missing 6-year-old now out of Fruitland, Idaho. He's still missing. She is in that group. I do speak with her a lot. And when Sandra is ready or needs somebody to talk to that understands and feels what she's going through, she's more than willing to help. And she is in that group as well. There is a couple other creators in there that I trust that have great intentions and aren't going to, they do critical thinking. They do some speculation, but enough to get yourself thinking, hey, what about this place, or what about this place, or what happened here, or what happened there? Just so you know, so don't be afraid to speak in there. Anything that you want to keep inside out of the integrity of the case, obviously don't speak about that. But feelings and getting more coverage and stuff, there is a lady by Crime Lines and Lies is in there. I have some other connections on YouTube that even Steve from True Crime Web, I'm sure he'd love to, after this, he comes and watches me all the time. I'm sure he'll display his poster and speak on it. He's been here watching me along the way and searching for Lucian here from the computer. And just keep hope. I mean, the biggest thing he can do is show his picture everywhere. Trying to get, I suggest for you to, just a suggestion, people like different varieties, and I wouldn't turn them away if somebody asked to make a poster for you or asked you to approve a poster. I don't see a lot. I see some out there, but not a lot. We just want to try to look them over and make sure that there's good, correct information on them. And that's all of our parts as making sure that it's valid information so that we can help bring Lucian home. He's the number one. The number one goal is bringing him home. Has someone checked at the school Lucian attended that may have suddenly left a job after he was reported missing? These are all good things. My chat will be back up. So after this, you don't have to answer that. But after this, there is some Uh, Here, this is Steve. He's a retired detective. If they have any questions or wish to speak privately, give them my contact. I have his number. And if you need some help or he's worked multiple, he's a retired homicide detective. He's recovered a lot of people from water. His knowledge is something that I respect because he's been there, done it, and seen it. I haven't, and sometimes you can. He knows what happens in abductions. He's worked them before, and he knows what trigger point areas. He won't do it on air. I speak with him quite frequently on cases, and stuff that you want him to have put out there, he'll put it out. He has a following too, so you're in good hands.
Yeah.
I always suggest there's good creators, there's bad creators. Some creators have other intentions of other ones. My suggestion is to be open, be willing. It's about Lucian and getting the word out there and telling the creator before you even start going up onto their panel that you have the choice not to answer questions and can deny answering them. And you always use the term that to hold the integrity of the investigation and finding Lucian, I cannot answer the question. And don't feel bad or afraid or pressured that you need to answer something that you're not comfortable with answering.
Okay.
So just know that. Any last words you want to say as I'm going to close this one up? I just wanted to make it about you guys and about Lucian today. So
just that we appreciate you having us. We are trying to get him out there as much as possible. Like we said, we personally don't think that he is in the water. We think that someone does have him, and maybe we're hoping that this person is going to have the heart to just give him back in some type of way. Whether they were to call the police and give him back, or they were to drop him off at a safe spot and give him back, like a fire department, a hospital, whether they came like looking for the reward to give him back. Like you guys know, there's that $10,000 reward out there, but just getting his face and his name out there as much as possible is like our mission right now, because Yakima knows a lot about it, but we need everywhere else to know, because he could be by this time he could be on the other side of the country. He could still be in Yakima. He could still be in Washington. That's why we're trying to cover all of Washington that we can right now. But getting it a nationally known thing is what we're really after, because someone somewhere might see something and it could end up bringing him home to us.
Okay, great. I do have some podcast people that I do work with that I'll give you the contact information and probably tomorrow as I speak with them and stuff and get you on some bigger platforms. And the Polycloth Foundation and the Karen Horman Foundation, Brandy belongs to them. So she is in my family group. So if you need to ask her questions or need help with something or are unsure about something, I don't know a lot about them myself, but she's been through it and understands all about it and is willing to help. So just so you know, keep your heads up, keep hoping, keep showing his face and his poster out there, and more exposure, the better it is. The more people that are going to know is going to help you guys. So
absolutely.
All right. I want to thank you both for coming here. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
I will get you guys back on in another time as some things go through here. I think this was a very good start, and we'll get you to some other creators and get it so that other people start covering Lucian's case. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And you guys have a good day, okay?
Yeah, you too. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right. There we go. Everybody here, I need you to grab a poster, a flyer, share someplace. I did see your guys' comments and some questions, and they're valid questions and stuff. And don't think I was ignoring. I saw them. I'm going to go back through chat. I'm going to gather some of the questions, and we'll have another session with them and see if we can get some of them answered. And just trying to find Lucian is what's key here. Everybody, please share this live out. Hit the thumbs up, hit the likes, share Lucian's poster. I feel the same way as them. Is that I believe that somebody took them, somebody out there has them, somebody knows something. So thank you so much for coming up to speak. That would be great. Thank you. And I want to tell everybody here, people that have been sending me stuff, I see it. I've been busy doing other stuff. I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Keep sending them. I always encourage you to send me information. And if I could fly out to Yakima and Fruitland, Idaho, and to Yakima, Washington, I'd be there in a minute. I don't haven't thought about that yet, and they got to get some stuff in order here. And who knows? Maybe someday I'll start heading out to these places where people go missing and see what I can do from the ground. But as always, if you see something, say something. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I really appreciate it.